everybody wants something. We want to have a PhD, yes, but why a PhD? In most cases, if I start dropping that question to some of you, like Francis or like Anna, the rest of you, I want to know why they want to do a PhD. But what I've got here in few sentences, I've got probably you want to contribute to regional knowledge, or maybe you want to advance your career in academia, or maybe in the industry, as Edith rightfully mentioned. You could either go two ways, either with a DBA that focuses more on the industry doctorate, or a PhD that focuses more on the academia. Although both can be similar, one can still use a PhD and pivot into the industry, as the case may be. So that's a long argument if a DBA remains industry focused or a PhD remains academically focused. But we cannot talk too much on that argument because we're going to stay here forever. Or do you want to develop a deep expertise in critical thinking? That can be a reason why you want to do a PhD. Or could that be of a personal intellectual growth? And that's quite important. I remember when I did my PhD a long time ago, I had a colleague during those days. At the time of starting the PhD, he was 70 years old. Can you believe that? He was 70 years old when we started a PhD. I started my PhD in my late 20s, and he was 70 years old, 70. I asked him that question, why this PhD? You do the PhD at 70, that would take you about 3-4 years to complete it. What do you want to do with it? And that is where he gave me this answer, personal intellectual growth. I never got this answer from a textbook. I got it from a friend, a colleague I met a long time ago. So that can be your reasons for doing a PhD. And that takes you to the next step. How do I get that PhD? And that's my next slide. How do I get that PhD? It can be, what is my interest? What does interest me? Is it from my previous undergraduate dissertation? Is it from my master's thesis? Is it from what I enjoy talking about? Is it from a magazine I do love to read? Is it from a conversation from my granddad or my dad? There must be something that defines your interest. Keep in mind, though, if you do not ideally enjoy the research interest that you have chosen for a PhD, you're not going to complete it. Because it must be something that is so burning to you, so dear to you, because you are going to invest at least 3 to 4 years in that. Like Edith rightfully mentioned, that it can go to 8 years. Imagine if you are hacking in 8 years of something that does not interest you. Boring will be an understatement. It will surely be something that interests you. Do you want to take it on a structured PhD, which is something we call PhD by publication or DBA by articles? Yeah, think about that. Or do you want to go by the traditional PhD program, which is writing a fundamental thesis of 100,000 words? Yep, that could be. But that takes us to the next conversation. How do I match with a supervisor? Because the PhD starts and ends with your supervisor. They are your Lord. I always use that word. They are your Lord. Without a potential supervisor, it is not class-based. You don't go to classes for a PhD. That is even what brings me to my future question. Why do a PhD? Why cling on to that narrative of a PhD online? Why an online PhD? A PhD is online nonetheless. You don't have a conversation with your supervisor. You only meet the person once or twice in 3, 4, 6 months, as the case may be. You might as well be anywhere in the world. You could live in Dubai, Qatar, Bahrain, anywhere in the world and do your PhD. Once you've got your computer, go on internet. So that understanding of, oh, I want it to be an online PhD, I think we need to start losing that up and open our options. It doesn't matter the mode of entry. So matching supervisor is very important. And I will rephrase on what Edith said. I think that's the first thing to do. Even before you start thinking of your proposal, do not just write a proposal. Think about how can this proposal align with the potential supervisor. Edith, I get more than 25 emails every single day from potential students asking me, Arthur, Dr. Arthur, Professor Arthur, what do you want to say it? Can you be my supervisor? More than 25, 30 in a day. And if I'm be honest with you, most of those emails, I don't read them. That's the sad reality. But if that your proposal captures my interest in the subject of that your email to me, I know that that student is coming to me. Because that student has spent time to look at my profile, to research, stalk me on my Google Scholar account. Look at the list of publications that I have published and the kind of conferences I target. If that student believes that the areas of interest that they want to research aligns closely with what I do, writing a simple email, hello, sir, blah, blah, blah. I am interested in pursuing blockchains, Internet of Things, big data, cloud computing, its implication to marketing, business to business relationship, performance implication. I don't need to read more. I will reply that email. That is the secret.
Okay.
Because the interest aligns. What does it matter to me that somebody writes me an email and said, I want to investigate psychology and the theory of criminology? You're wasting your time. And as well, wasting mine. It makes no bloody sense to me. Pardon my language. You see? So this is how you match supervisor. At the same time, match the institution expertise. There are some universities that specialize in X and not Y. Some universities are so much engineering oriented. Some are psychology, some are law, but mostly in the UK where we live now, because of competition, universities try to do pretty much. So we can begin to alienate institution expertise because pretty much everyone is everywhere. All right? Consider funding. Funding. Very important. How do you pay for those PhD? Not necessarily for the tuition fee, which is what we do think. I think the tuition fee is pretty much the least in that sense. Think about the funding, not about money here. When you say funding, not about also money, but funding in terms of time. Where will you gather these research materials, data? Does it entail that you're going to travel around the world, go to Australia, go to India, Bangladesh, Pakistan? How will you fund the trips? Edith rightfully mentioned about ethical concerns. We hold ethics to the core. Ethics. Research has to be done. And there's someone that will do it. Are you doing it yourself? Are you paying people to help you do it? It's cost.
Yeah.
Think about these implications before. Remember what I mentioned first. Find the right supervisor and aligning that to your area of interest. Defining what the PhD means to you. What do I want to research? That's where you start. And that takes us to the obviously, I've mentioned that we've got departments, marketing, applied management, arts, etc. Most universities now unpack all these things, and we at Westminster we have expertise across board. Another important conversation is entry requirements. And I will speak about this personally because I've spent so much time in supporting students. I see that as a passion. As a Black man, I come from Nigeria. If there is something that I really enjoyed, the very second I tuned into this meeting link was the accent coming from Christine and Edith. The way it was sounding, it sounded, the accent of the Kenyan sounds very close to Zimbabweans and the South Africans.
Yeah.
I love it. The Umbantu accent. This it creates. It feels like I'm speaking to a Nigerian audience. Like, all right. So my passion is understanding the stress that I went through to climb to where I am today.
Yeah.
And this is what I try to support students from many walks of life, not just only the Africans, obviously the Asians and the Americans as well. But I have this passion, understanding that gap, that knowledge gap. I try to bridge it. But in most cases, when I start to bridge this gap, it comes back to become a waste of time because students have not necessarily looked at the entry requirement. You need at least a 2-1. If you've got a 2-2, you need to email the representative in the country. Of course, Monica is what we have for Westminster. Email Monica. There is this student, he or she has got not a 2-1, a 2-2, but they have work experience. There were other ways you can make up the 2-1 or 2-2. But do not just assume that, oh, because I've got a 2-2 and of course I've did a master's, that the university will take me. It's not necessarily the case. That's what Monica will do for you. Email Monica. This is a prospective student, very interesting, very committed, but X, Y, and Z. Monica will now turn around and email the faculty or the actual school and inquire. Whilst the student has got a 2-2, but has got 5, 7, 12, 18 years of experience in doing X, Y, and Z, how can we come in? Then they will tell Monica what to do. Or maybe write a personal statement of what went wrong, why it was a 2-1 or a 2-2, this sort of things. Do not assume, otherwise you waste your time. Again, English language test. I don't understand that too much. Monica will shed light on that. I don't really know which countries are required to write an English language test, but these sort of requirements is things that you do not joke with. Otherwise, you spend your time writing 2,500 words, 3,000 words of a proposal, you apply, blah, 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 they throw you in the bin. You don't want to waste that time.
Yeah.
Then again, academic references, so important. We want to know who is the academic in Kenya, in Nairobi or somewhere that could say that this gentleman is trustworthy, is credible. It's about ethics. Somebody needs to tell us. Somebody needs to vouch for you that there is something about you that we can do something. You can do something with that person. So you need to find good references. It can be 2, it can be 3, as the case may be. And these references can as well play a very big role. Should you need to make a personal statement that underscores why is a 2-2 instead of a 2-1. These are the things that references can help you. Very important. Application is all year round. There is no such thing as September, August, June. The PhD can start tomorrow, depending. Although it takes time to process, at least 6 to 8 weeks, while as you apply, gives us time, admissions, faculty, interview scheduling, etc., etc. I will not worry too much about the interview at the moment. No, I won't worry too much about that. I'm not going to talk too much about interview because once a candidate writes their proposals themselves, they're going to do well in the interview nonetheless. Because the conversation on the interview is about what you've written, though. 90% of the questions will come from your proposal. Unless if someone else did the proposal for you, then that's that becomes a banger, isn't it? So
Yep.
I wouldn't worry too much about a proposal and the interview. That will sort itself out. And of course, you have them more agents that will help them into the characters, the demeanor, the attitude, etc., etc. Yeah, Kenya is an English-speaking country. You speak English like we do, so there shouldn't be a problem. All right. So yeah, on the final thought, take time to plan your PhD journey. Reach out to your potential supervisor with proposal or research ideas that align closely with. I cannot stress that enough, folks. I can't stress it enough. It must align. Use available resources. To the students here, your representatives, Krista, Edith, speak to them. They are the gateway to you, to the institutions. And for you, Krista and Edith, speak to Monica. Become rich. And should you need anything in terms of support, speak to Monica. Monica will come back to me. Remember, I said I am committed. This email was sent to me, and I prepared this presentation in a couple of minutes. I spent literally half of a bit of my day yesterday to build on this because it was sent to me impromptu. Based on my kind of person, I can support any student. What I don't want to hear is the barrier of online. Yeah, people can choose to do online PhD, but the PhD is online nonetheless. Right? Be patient and passionate. With passion and with patience, the world will be your oyster. You will fly anywhere and you will achieve over and beyond. And to eat it, because you mentioned your personal goals, I can relate with you. All right.
Yeah.
Do you have anything whatsoever? I'm giving you an open check. Drop me an email, and I will so support you. And of course, you support us in the venture of bringing students. We are open. Westminster is open for research. We've got funding. And of course, I still have 3 minutes left. I can give that to Monica. Monica, please speak to them about our fundings in terms of research. We have fundings that can support. Monica, are you there?
Hello, yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us at this session. Yes, my presence, I need to sort of explain to everyone my presence. I'm part of the international team at the University of Westminster. So yes, as some of you could see in the chat, I have included some links to our website, including the research areas and an excellent studentship that is going on at the moment for September 2025 entry at Westminster Business School, the faculty which Arthur represents at the moment. So as you can see the cost, you can see the entry criteria. Anything else, please either contact me directly or UNICEF, who is our official representative in Kenya and Eastern Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Monica, for that. And thank you so much, Dr. Arthur, for that. Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, I have learned a lot. I think when I missed out on something when I was introducing him, and I've just remembered what he wrote to us on the email, and he said he is passionate about mentoring students and bridge that academic gap, that is in the cultural divides. Oh my goodness. And now I see the passion, I see the zeal, to mentor students to go ahead, to upskill, and the what I've loved the most is what he has said, like with passion and patience, the world is an oyster. All right. So for PhD students, PhD client, I mean, I'm just in my master's level and I feel like, oh my goodness, I should start applying. I should start applying right now, you know. And then also he has highlighted that a supervisor is your Lord. So getting the best supervisor for your topic or your title will make your work easier, you know, and also will make the journey worthwhile. So that is it. That is what has stood out for me, because I think your supervisors are the ones who will now take you through PhD. And PhD, as I've known it to be, you need to be very patient because it's very intense and might take a while, a good number of years. So your supervisor is your Lord. Thank you so much, Dr. Arthur. It is amazing. It is amazing to be in such presence of a well of knowledge and a presence of passion. You know, it has revived something within us. So I would like to just give a moment for any Q&A. If you have a question, you can either click on the hand button, and then I will look at it and mention you, and then you can ask your questions here, or you can simply chat with us on the chat box. I see we already have the first question from one of us, that is Alex Okeo, and I would really, really love to direct it to Dr. Arthur. Please, I would like you to address this. I would want you to address this. So Alex has asked, how do you find a good supervisor or a research fit? So I think he had joined later.
Right.
So maybe now, Dr. Arthur, you can clear this for him. He's asking, how do you find a good supervisor or a good research fit?
Right. Thank you very much, Christina. Alex, I'm going to start
Dr.
by
Arthur,
bringing a kind of
feel
a
free
question
to answer the
before I
question
answer
from
your question.
Alex Okeo. Yes, how do you?
Fantastic. So, Alex, if you're listening, do you drive? That will be my first question. If you do drive, I will say, what car do you drive? And let's say you do not own a car, and you do own a car. Before you go to a mechanic, before you start looking for a mechanic, you need to first of all have a car first and own a car brand before you start looking for a mechanic. You're not going to go start looking for a mechanic that will fix your car that you don't already own. Okay, that's exactly the answer to your question. So for you to start to look for a supervisor, you need to have an idea of a research that you want to start working on. Okay, say for example you want to start working on AI's implication on global innovation and entrepreneur. How does AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, etc., how do they enhance or influence innovation and entrepreneurship? That's the car you've bought. The car is now a Peugeot, is now a Toyota. Then you can now start looking for a Toyota garage. You see, so now you have understood that, and you start looking for a professor in a particular institute, for example, Westminster, that you've had the conversation. Narrow your search in where your consultants, which is the recruiters, the universities that they work with or they work for in partnership with. Narrow your search is there, because there are billions of universities in the world. And you ask them, what university do you work with? Westminster, blah, 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 blah. Okay, in that Westminster, blah, 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 then you now take a trip to Westminster website. Go to their people, see their academics. Once you see the academics, do not start looking one by one. Look at the Research Institute, Institute of Innovation and an Entrepreneur. Yes, that is where my research will lie. Institute of this, that. Yes, you click on that institute. From that institute, you see the list of academics listed on that institute. then you start looking at those academics one by one, reading their profile and see the one that their research align with your innovation, AI, etc., etc. That's how to find it, Alex. I'm sure I answered your question.
Oh yes, oh yes. I hope, Alex, your question has been answered. I think it has been answered in the best way possible, like a real life a situation, and then now, you know, trickled down to now how to find how to find a good research fit and a good supervisor. So we have a raised hand. So I think you can go ahead and ask the question. I can't quite. So
It's
Edith
Edith.
has
It's
raised her
myself.
hand. So Edith, yes, you have something to
Yeah,
add
I
on
just wanted
it?
to ask Dr. Arthur.
Yes.
Yeah, so
You have something to add?
I see.
You have raised
Yes,
your
please.
hand.
Okay, so I see in some of the websites that there are those research topics that are already existing. Yeah, would you please talk about that so that in such cases, does someone still need a proposal or how does that work?
That's a very, very clever question, Edith. I didn't even think about it that way because my PhD was literally that way. I got my own supervisor. But I wonder why I missed it out. I didn't go by the automobile nomenclature that I used. I used them the ones that advertised. So when universities advertise a PhD position, that means they must have found a funding. There is a grant already for that kind of research. Okay, the academics that are advertising that position have secured a grant and they're now looking for a research assistant in the of a PhD. That when that student completes that research assistant position, they'll be rewarded with a PhD. So what happens here is, as soon as you see that topic listed there, and that topic it tickles your fancy somehow, or you believe you can attack it, then you copy on that topic and now write a proposal to say that because you're looking for a job, that's what it is. Write a proposal the same way to say that, yes, this topic, I can do it based on these literatures I've read, blah, 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 blah. Write a powerful 2,500, 3,000 word proposal and a personal statement to say, yes, I understand this research area in and out. I am the best candidate to help you and support you to get this research done. That's an easier way. But in most cases, such kind of it's quite is like dropping a ring in an ocean. It's difficult to find it, but that doesn't mean that you cannot find it. You see, so that's if I was able to find it and did a PhD fully funded, why not you?
Yeah,
I'm sure I answered your question as well.
You have. Thank you so much.
Any more questions?
Christine? Okay, I see none in the chat box. Is there anyone with a burning question from the audience? Let me just emphasize that we're going to follow up with each one of you through the WhatsApp with the personalized message and the checklist and a recording of this webinar as well. So we're going to pick up from there so that we are aiming to get at least 20 offer letters by end of June. So this is the first lot of clients we are speaking with who have a similar interest in mind. And we'll also have different sessions over the next few months to also
focus on the rest who want engineering and such courses as well. So Christine, over to you.
All right, Edith, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you once again, Dr. Arthur, for the questions that you've answered perfectly well. I think now when we are coming out of here, we will have PhD students, or rather interests that have direction, so that you won't be ignoring their emails. I think from our clients, I think you won't be ignoring their emails. They'll be planned. They'll be well planned. So thank you so much again. Thank you, Monica, also for availing information on the chats. Thank you so much for the links. I will urge everyone who has attended this webinar, please. So for anyone who attended the webinar, please go back to the chat box. If there are links, please explore them with the requirements that are needed, mostly on the English requirement test. Please do check out the links and how they work, and then the information from the website. All right. So if anyone, again, I want to open a floor for any questions. As you now either type in or raise your hand, I would like to mention that if anyone needs counseling or needs to visit us physically, we have our offices at Fortis Towers in Westlands, 9th floor, where you will get our nice receptionists who will now lead you to us and our desks where we sit, where we can now have a session with you or a sit down, or even follow up with help you follow up with Dr. Arthur, and get a chance to do your PhD and have Dr. Arthur as your supervisor. That would be wonderful. And then if you need to check out more or on what distance study offers, or you just want to get to know us, we have our website. It's www.distancestudy.co.uk. And then if you want to also send us an email as well, we have info@distancestudy.co.uk. From there, you have you can link us up. You can contact us. We are here to help. We are here to assist. Please do not be shy to ask for any help. For either proposal you want us to go through, you want us to proofread, you want us to help you with the application process. It is a tedious task. That is why we come in as your representatives to help you with the application process. Check if you have red flags within your proposal. Check if you have red flags within your CV. If you have gaps, professional gaps, how to explain that. We have also senior counselors from UNISAF who are relevant with the PhD. For those who want to do it on campus, just reach out to us and then we'll link you to them. If you need more preparation as well for your PhD, if you PhD interview, if you need more preparation, also feel free to reach us. We will connect you to our counselors who are well knowledgeable in that area, who will help you through all that, who will take you through every process and how it's done and how you need to compose yourself. If you need that zhuzh or razzle dazzle, as I always say it, if you need that glitter, we are here to help you. So once again, Thank you, Dr. Arthur, for your wonderful insights. I mean, you have just, yeah, you have just done it. I think anyone from here, anyone who is here will agree with me that Dr. Arthur has just done a good job. I think I have no doubts. I think now I'm encouraged in my, after 5 years of work experience or 8, Dr. Arthur, we'll be meeting each other quite often. Yeah.
No.
So again, Edith, would you like to for us?
I think you've mentioned everything. I'd just like to thank Monica. Thank you so much for linking us up with Dr. Arthur. It was on short notice. You came through for us, and we don't take that for granted. We will be getting back to you on email with the findings of after we've discussed with the clients, and we'll see where it goes from there. On a personal level, Dr. Arthur, I'm looking for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. And it was a good conversation.
All right.
And, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Monica?
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye. So also to our audience, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. I know you haven't regretted giving us your time and your ear. All right. So I've seen familiar names that we have worked with here and there. So thank you for joining. Thank you so much. And I hope we get to now start this journey together, and then let's see how it happens. All right. So thank you so much for attending. Do have a lovely day, and yes, we'll see each other, right?
All right.
So yes, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.